Hello, this is Allison from the library, and I would like to show you a newer tool from APA PsycInfo called APA PsycInfo Research Services. This is included in our library subscription to PsycInfo, but it is not at all connected to the PsycInfo database. So you may not have seen it yet, and you also have to know about it to find it because it's available on the APA website. So I'm going to start from the APA Research Services website where you can register. If you Google APA PsycInfo Research Services, you should find this page pretty easily, and the URL is go.apa.org. And then you'll click this button that says register for free. The reason it's free is because our library subscribes to PsycInfo and this is included. So when you click register for free, you will see this form and it's going to ask you for your name and then your email from the institution that you're at. And this is because it is part of our subscription. That's how they're going to verify that you have access to PsycInfo. So you want to make sure that you're using your coastal email address. Then it'll ask you what things you're interested in researching, and you can add as many as you want. This is because the service is primarily a way to get recommendations of new research that might be of interest to you. So it's going to take what you say that you're interested in and use that to recommend things for you. You can also ask that it recommend literature from the PubMed database if you are interested in medical research related to psychology. That might be a good add-on. And then if you have published articles and they are in PsycInfo, you can also ask to be alerted when you get cited, which is really cool. So then you'll just click sign up and it will make you an account. So I already have an account, so I'm going to log in and show you what that looks like. And this is a different website from the first one. So this is psycinfo.apa.org. And if you Google APA PsycInfo Research Services login page, you should find this page. And so the way that you log into this service is you have to put in your email address, make sure it's the institutional email, and then click check access. And so it's going to go and make sure that you are from an institution that subscribes to PsycInfo. And then it's going to send an email to your email address with a code that you're going to use to log in. So this is just a temporary code. I will advise you that I think many institutions, this will go into your junk folder the first time at least, and then you can set it up to make sure that it sorts into your inbox if you think this will be something you want to log into a lot. So it's just a temporary code, and once I put the code in, it should let me into the service. So once you are logged in, you should see a dashboard, and if you've been signed up to this for a while like I have, you can see a history of your notifications. So one of the things that you can choose is to get notified when new content is added into the PsycInfo database on the topics that you told it you were interested in. And so you can see a history of the emails that I've gotten and the number of articles and other things that's recommended to me this year. You'll see what you said your interests are. So, I'm a librarian, so I'm not a psychology researcher, so I put in my actual research interests like information literacy and libraries, and I can update that anytime by clicking change preferences. So that is great too, and you can see the articles that you've recently viewed as well. But this is the main part of the service once you're logged in, is the Discover APA PsycInfo section. And so this is a way that you can discover new journals, books, and dissertations on topics that you're interested in. So I'm going to click Start Discovering. And I think it's important to kind of keep in mind the distinction between this and the PsycInfo database. So PsycInfo is allowing us to search with keywords or with subject descriptors, and this is really just more of a way to browse or to get recommendations from the data that's in PsycInfo, but it's not actually a way to really search it as a database. And you'll kind of see what I mean as we look through this. So when I go to the Discover page, we can look at journals, books, or dissertations, and it's going to recommend things that it thinks I might like. So it's telling me, here's some journals that we've sent you notifications about before, and you might want to check out these journals. Here's some journals that our algorithm thinks you might be interested in, because you're interested in the things that you added to that list. And then here's journals that are trending, and then if you don't like any of those, you can browse all the journals and look for your favorite journal, that type of thing. But when I go to any of these journals, I can explore the journal, and I guess getting a little security pop-up there. So I can explore this journal, and it will tell me a little bit about the journal. It will show me some recent articles that were in it that I could explore, and then I could also analyze and filter through this specific journal to look for, things about a specific topic or by an author or methodology, content type. So I could do that if I wanted to. And you can also type in the search box, but it's only searching just this one journal, so it's not searching the whole content of PsycInfo. But if we pick an article from this list, I can show you a couple of the tools that it has that will help you kind of go through and see if this is a service that you'd like to try. So we have information about this article. We have a link to the PDF. This one's open access, but one of the reasons you have to log in is because the ones that aren't open access, it will connect through our library and make sure that you have access to those. So we've got information about the journal. And then over here we have these tabs. So these are some of the artificial intelligence driven tools that you can use. The first one is the topic mapper. And this one is really interesting. So it looks at that article that I've picked, and it kind of goes through the topics that are in that article, and it will show what kind of connections there are to other topics. So these are green, which means they are narrower topics. And then if we click on one of those, the yellow ones are related topics, the red are broader topics, and you can also do some filtering of these results. So under this subject, it will show me the top cited articles for that subject. The info note will tell me what they mean by this subject. So this is very comparable to looking at the PsycInfo thesaurus. And then if you want to filter, you could say, well, I'm only interested in journal articles. I only want specific years. What kind of information do you have for me on these subjects? And we can just kind of look through those to get kind of a sense of other topics, other things that might be interesting to look at, and how many articles there are in those topics. And if you ever do need the legend, this will show you what the different colors in here are for. So I'm going to go back and show you one of the other tools, and that is the citation mapper. And so that will take this article and it's going to look at what this article cites, and then how it's connected to other articles. And there should also be a legend for this one that's really helpful. So it'll show me like the target document, the one that I selected is in red. If there's a bunch of things that share citations, it'll circle them like this. A little arrow shows you that this is citing the document. An arrow the other way is going to show you that it was cited by this document. And then the little color coding will show you if something is newer or if it's older, and the size of the dot will show you is it cited by fewer things or more things, which I think is really interesting. And then as you look through, you can kind of see those little connections appear between these articles. And if you click on an article, it'll show you what the article is, a little bit of the citation here. And then over here, you can get more about it. They should show up over here. And if you want to filter through and look at these, you can use those tools as well. So I think that's pretty interesting. And it'll take me to that other article too if I click on it. And then the last tool that I wanted to show you is the author mapper. And we'll see, since I'm on a different article now, we'll see if it works. But you could also, if you are an author, you could look up yourself, or you could look up an author that you've been finding a lot of articles about. And this is very similar. So you can see the author you selected will be in red, co-authors will be circled in blue, and then they'll kind of show you like the co-authored publications, and then people who have more publications will have larger circles. So this could be really helpful as well. So we can see how many people this author has co-written with and how they're connected between each other. And then over here, it'll show us all the articles that that person wrote. So we can scroll through that way as well. So there's a lot of interesting things and visualizations that it can kind of give you about the research and how it's all connected together. It's definitely seems like a supplemental tool to PsycInfo because you're probably going to want to search in there as well. But once you find something that you like, you could go into this database and use it to help you find more things. So I thought I would just do a quick video to show you a little bit about how this works. And I would love to hear your feedback if it's something that you have used or if it's something that you try. Let us know if you like it.